In today's episode, we are going to look at a new style of space propulsion. Then we have a story about a handheld 3D bioprinter. We'll follow that up with a look at the newest convenience store going without cashiers. And everything's going to wrap up with a drone delivery of ice cream. I'm Zach. This is ZakDTV. But before we get into those, let's start with an update to the story about Voyager 2. Last week I reported Voyager 2 was down. They were having some issues with a couple things when trying to tune in their magnetic instruments. Well, NASA did announce that Voyager 2 is back online, fully functional. They have it fixed. The space probe is something like 11.5 billion miles from Earth, and our team fixed it. That is skill. I'm just glad they didn't have to send out the repair guy. All right, let's move directly from that and into Momentus Space. They are a company out of California that is designing boosters to put satellites into orbit. The concept behind their business plan is to use their proprietary booster type to fly up on a rocket with satellites and then position them in orbit where they need to go. By doing this, the company is able to save money for the owner of the satellite, and by reducing the amount of fuel needed for the satellite, let the owners put on more equipment to get more out of their individual satellites. The thing that makes Momentus more than just a booster, though, is the technology that they're using. They're using microwave plasma propulsion, in which the fuel being electricity and water. So it's a very inexpensive fuel for them to carry. They say that it provides thrust with 3 times the efficiency of chemical rockets while having as much power as a chemical rocket does. That is pretty impressive. Because these rockets are so much more efficient, they say that it does reduce cost, increase safety, prolong commercial and governmental deep space missions, and provide a booster stage propulsion for launch companies. They are the first company to ever test the microwave electrothermal thruster in space when they successfully completed test flights in 2019. They do have 2 more test flights scheduled for 2020. One's going up on a Souyez and one is going up on a SpaceX rocket. After that, they already have 3 companies booked for them to put their satellites into orbit. Now, for the time being, they only have one type of thruster available. It is called the Vigor. And they say this rocket can be the main propulsion for small satellites, orbit raising from low Earth orbit, orbit inclination changes, satellite deorbiting missions, and be used as a main thruster for deep space spacecraft, or in-space boosters for micro-launchers. On the note of micro-launchers, they did come up with an agreement with nanoracks in order to be used as a way to launch their CubeSats, which are currently all the rage in the space science circle. Momentus does have plans for a couple other launch vehicles. They're named things like the Ardor, the Fervor, and the Valor, which are all thrusters designed for different types of spaceflight. They do say on their website that you can book a ride already on the Vigor and the Ardor. Now, with the Ardor, they say they can even go up into geostationary orbits, which is pretty cool. And I saw talk about being able to put orbit around the moon. That's impressive. The Fervor is one they are working on right now, and they are doing the Fervor ride. And with this one, they're talking about deep space. They're talking about launches anywhere in the solar system. I did see in their literature where they're talking about a 100-ton space tug for when these ships become reusable. Currently, they are disposable units. They're owned by the company that hires them to put them into orbit. But eventually, all their ships will be reusable, and they plan on refueling them while in space and using them on all sorts of missions. So basically, all you're doing with this company is booking a ride to where you want your satellite to be. Now, if you're looking for more information on this company, of course, links are in the description. Make sure to check them out. I believe this is going to be a name in the space industry that we hear from for a long time to come. They really seem like what we need to cover that little bit of space between the launch vehicle getting you into orbit and where you actually want your satellite stationed once you're up there. And a system like this should be able to help explore, like they mentioned in their website, explore the solar system, explore our asteroid belt, and maybe make asteroid mining a little bit more feasible. For the next story, let's take a look at a handheld 3D bioprinter that's designed to help heal people with third-degree burns. This was designed by researchers at the University of Toronto, and they have now discovered that not only will this 3D bioprinter lay down single thin layers of skin over people's wounds, but it does speed up the healing process and will help regrow skin. This is useful in scenarios where you can't have a skin graft done. In massive burn victims, a lot of time there isn't enough good skin left to handle a complete skin graft. And a lot of cases that can actually kill the person with the burns. Well, this printer allows doctors to basically roll on a layer of new skin cells, which then grow fresh skin. This is very early on, and yes, there are some issues with scarring and whatnot, but when it comes down to needing a skin graft or dying, this is definitely going to be a better way to at least get it started. If it saves lives, it's a good thing. And I can imagine too, there's a lot of other situations where this might work better than current techniques of doing skin grafts in general. Skin graft techniques do have a high rate of failure. If this will plant new skin cells directly on a patient's body, this might be useful in surgeries and other things as well. I don't know, time will tell. I thought it was pretty interesting. This had been in development since 2018, but has passed a bunch of tests and is getting ready to go into human trials. So I thought I'd tell you guys about it and let you know some new cool medical devices coming out. Let's move from there into another convenience store opening with no cashiers. You might remember a little while back, Amazon opened up their, I believe they called it their Go store, was it? Where people were able to walk in, Amazon employees were able to walk in, pick out whatever they wanted off the shelves, and walk out, and it automatically billed your phone for what you purchase. I haven't heard a lot about that recently, but it must have been good enough that 7-Eleven, one of the biggest chain convenience stores out there, has decided to do it as well. They have opened one location in Irving, Texas, where they are allowing their employees to shop without any cashier there to check them out. They're using some advanced AI to track people through the store, put together a shopping list as it sees you picking up items, uses a computer learning to guess at what you might want next, and then you can walk out, it automatically bills you. You do need the smartphone app on your phone to even get in the store. But if you have that, you can shop, you walk in, you pick out your stuff, you walk out, and it just charges your card automatically. They do say they're only opening this one store. It's a proprietary software, and this is their test department for right now. But if the trials go well, you're going to see this implemented in a lot more 7-Elevens around the world. For my last story, let's take a look at drones and drone delivery. In something I never thought I would hear, but I have to admit is a great idea, Ben and Jerry's ice cream is partnering with Terra Drones out of Japan to look into drone delivery for their ice cream. That's right, you can call a number, probably get online on an app or something, and have a pint of Ben and Jerry's delivered to your door if this is successful. They did hold a meeting with executives and the heads of Ben and Jerry and Terra Drones. I think it was on the 4th. And in the demo, Terra outfitted a drone with a special carrying compartment that allowed it to carry around tubs of ice cream. Ben & Jerry's does already have a on-demand delivery service, currently with trucks, not drones. But to demonstrate Terra's ability to do this, they did use a drone to bring ice cream in for the people of this meeting. They're looking to start this off in New York. I don't know what areas, I don't know where. There's still a lot of regulations around drone deliveries, but it does look like there's serious considerations between the heads of some big companies to deliver ice cream with drones. And the future will be great. All right, on that bit of good news, I'm going to call it a video. I want to thank every one of you for stopping in. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button, share it with your friends. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe. You'll really help my channel grow. Videos are out usually 3 times a week, so I hope to make that happen. And until next time, just, have fun and be safe. I'll catch y'all later.